Hey, it's Paul. Welcome back to B&B Talk. I need you to do that one thing for me. Hit that subscribe button. All right, I'm going to jump right into today's episode. The first thing we see is in the CEO's office, Liam shows up with annulment papers for Ivy, and Ivy signs them. I mean, it's regrettable, but she does not want to trap him, obviously, as she said before. And she tells Liam that he's free. Then we see Steffi and Allie, and she tells her that she's sorry. Allie doesn't accept it. She said it doesn't undo the damage to her and her father's lives. And Steffi noted that Thorne had forgiven Taylor and even dated her, and Allie, she's seething. And Allie says this didn't do anything. Even after they dated, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't undo all the damage that Taylor had put them through. And then Steffi says, that she knows about loss, that she lost her twin sister. And Allie's not having that. And Allie says it's not the same bond as a mother-daughter bond. And then Steffi comes back with, well, you still talk to Darla. Now, Allie flips at that point, and then she warns her not to even put her mother's name in her mouth. Now this girl she looks at her and she says, I know you guys think I'm a nut job. So obviously she knows the way people see her, but she doesn't care. She can't control this demon inside of her. This is what it looks like. You hear all the foreboding music, and you see the creepy stares and whatnot. And she just thinks it's Taylor's fault. She even goes one further and says, just like it was Taylor's fault, this whole thing with Ivy and Liam is Steffi's fault. So she is wrapping the two up in a bow, and she's not gonna let go. And then in Rick's old office, we see Brooke, and she's greeting Maya and Rick, and she's obviously glad to see her son and his girlfriend back in Forrester. Now, Rick says it's the beginning of a new, less contentious era in Forrester, and obviously everybody's kind of hoping for that after all they've been through. It's a miracle that they can even work in the same company. Now, Zende and Nicole show up, and obviously Brooke's happy that Zende's back, and Nicole obviously expresses that she's happy that Ridge gave her a second chance, especially after she sucked as a model, and it's kind of a funny moment for them. We see Nicole and Zende talking, and they talk about the whole couple situation. I think Zende asks Nicole if she's seeing anyone, and she says she's waiting for Mr. Right, and he says he's waiting for Ms. Right, and obviously we know that romance is around the corner for both of these guys. So it's kind of nice to see, and now at this point they have a Forrester meeting, and everyone gathers together. And at the beginning of the meeting, Liam starts to tell everybody what happened as far as the annulment, but Ivy cuts him off and lets him know that there was a marriage for convenience. They don't need it anymore. It's Ivy's attempt to get this out into the open, and obviously this doesn't sit well with Allie, and you can see that she's agitated at this point. Now Ridge jumps into what they're going to do with the new line, and he talks about a new line, and he gets into all the principles of self-empowerment for women, and he talks about the new line, and he says that the new line is going to show freedom, the freedom of choice to make your own decisions and be your own person. And he calls this campaign California Freedom, and he rolls out the logo. And the first person obviously that has questions is Allie, and she asks if it's going to be including lingerie, and they confer that yes, this is going to include lingerie, and she flips out. She says bikinis and underwear, this is your way of making women feel free. And at this point, Allie flips out. She says that her grandparents wouldn't have gone along with this, and that there's no way. And Ridge actually jumps up and says Eric is on board with this. He signed off with this. Allie's not believing it. She throws a bunch of digs at Steffi. She's just saying this is a camouflage way of selling sex. She's not on board with it. She keeps going on about ruining the principles that her grandparents brought to this company, and everyone's getting tired. They all jump in and they all say, Allie, take it easy, calm down, but it's doing nothing because there's way too much mud being thrown. In fact, she throws a lot of shade at Ridge. She says, you're not even a Forrester, Massimo's your father, and it just goes on. And Ridge says, look, I talked to my father, he's on board. So with no other option, because once again, I don't understand why she, literally, who does not hold a senior position in this company, is even invited to these meetings. Her dad is Thorne, but she doesn't need to be there. She doesn't have a ton of experience, but they all placate this girl. They all go along with it. It is so frustrating to watch. It makes you want to pick up the clicker and turn it, because I don't like the storyline, don't like the way the character's portrayed. She's just a brat. And even at one point when Maya jumps in and says, we've got to learn to live and let live, she turns around and slags Maya And she says, oh great, now Maya's lecturing me. So she's not hearing it from anyone. She can't stand Maya, she can't stand Steffi. Those are her two targets, and she does not agree with, Maya as a person even. So it's going to get really ugly, and we can tell. Ali goes on to say that everyone's treating her like she's from another planet, and that, the values of the company are just veering off, and she's not on board with this at all, and they're going to have nothing but trouble. And Ridge obviously decides that the meeting is over, and after everyone's left, Pam suggests that Ridge talk to her, and Steffi jumps in and says, no, let me talk to her. And that's where we leave things off. It's obviously huge contentious issue. It's all about Ali. I can't stand it, but let me know what you think. Anyways, that's all she wrote for this episode. It's Paul, it's B&B Talk. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and have a good day.